So, we are on session 14 of our Curse of Strahd game now. So,
I bet you
we're
there are
getting
sessions that
there.
have already beaten this in 14 sessions. I'm just
Yeah.
throwing that out there.
We're almost second level.
You're almost 5th level. Come on, you're over halfway there now. Almost. And we had a nice encounter with Madame Eva, and we recovered the Tomb of Strahd, which I believe you've not really looked at yet because you've not found anywhere safe. Quite wisely, maybe, you
To
can
say the
say.
least.
You returned to what you assumed was the Vistani encampment and met Anastasia. She was a lovely person who didn't need to breathe because she was a vampire, who sent you off into some
I picked up
tents
on that.
that were definitely not phase spider webs.
Not at
You
all.
you
Not at all.
didn't kill any phase spiders. They're still out there somewhere. They could be here right now.
Right now,
Just
as we speak.
just saying. And then you continued on your way. You agreed to take some extra dream pastries from Granny M and try and sell them in Vakili for her.
Do my
And
best.
then
I'll do my best salesman.
you found the windmill that you inherited the deeds to and went to investigate and were greeted at the door by a middle-aged lady and the smell of baking cookies wafting through from the open ovens. You can just see as you look through a doorway. I suppose you could if you were stood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You were stood more here, you'd be able to see the oven. And
Sorry,
there
I'm
was a
walking into my
slightly acrid smell that kind of stuck at the back of your throat behind that. And she asked how she could help you. And that's where we ended the session last time due to Discord issues, I think.
Yeah, it was a good place to stop, though.
Yeah, you should be able to
All
see her name now as well, I think. I don't think it was showing last time, but you meet Ophelia.
right. Ophelia. Well, hello there. We were just checking in on our windmill, and it appears you're here.
Your windmill?
I believe we've inherited this windmill. We have the deed to said windmill, so we decided to check it out on our journeys. And to be honest, we weren't expecting anyone to be here.
Um, Mother's been living in this windmill for longer than I've been alive.
Really?
Hmm.
Would your mother happen to sell dream cakes?
Oh, yeah, there's a fresh batch in the oven if you'd like one.
I've already picked some up. I bumped into her on the along the road. I didn't realize she was living here.
So at that, she looks you over. Where are you carrying the pastries? Have you still got them in the wraps that she gave you?
Yeah, I would have still had those.
Yeah.
So I'm more than willing to show. Yeah, see, she.
Oh,
What is the name of the town to the north again?
the Killy.
Vakili. Yeah, we're on our way north to Vakili. She asked me if I
Is
could
it?
attempt selling there. She hasn't been able to break in there.
Oh, you're not very friendly to outsiders.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That should be fun.
Yeah.
Out of character, I'm debating
Is it?
charging
It's not
rent.
Vasily. It's Volaki, isn't it? Sorry.
Malaki. Sure.
Yeah. Vasily
Yeah.
was the guy who you met who was
Strahd
potentially
said he-
dating. No, that was Rahadin. Vakili
Ah,
was the guy who was potentially dating Esmeralda, who you didn't like, but who
oh,
may or
that
may not
guy.
have paid your taxes for you.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Also, out of character, are we 100% sure this is the windmill that you guys have the deed to?
It matches the valley location. Looks like the picture in the house that was on the wall in, I think, the dining room.
Now, that having been said, we have no idea how long those people have been dead. So
Yeah.
maybe they were the landlords and Grammy M was still just living here,
Granny
paying them
murder.
rent and
Uh,
no longer paying them rent.
as you can see, it's not really much of a windmill anymore. She gestures up to the fact that it doesn't turn in the wind and is leaning slightly to one side.
I'm debating being honest on this one and saying we've taken ownership of, oh, what is her name? What is the name of the house?
The old Durst
Durst?
house.
That's what it is. Thank you. I was looking through my notes. We've taken ownership of the old Durst house, and inside the old Durst house was a deed to this windmill. So I'm just curious, did Granny M purchase the windmill and didn't collect the deed, or was she paying rent to the Durst?
I never even heard that name. Sorry, you'd have to ask her. I don't. We've just always lived here. Her, my sister, and myself.
Can I take a guess at how old she is?
45 to 55.
Oh, wow.
So about 2.5 centuries.
I was getting there. I was getting ready to see, is there any breath coming? Is there...
Yeah.
She's a little bit paler in the skin area.
She's a bit pale, but nothing untoward. For some reason, don't seem to get a lot of strong sunlight in Ravenloft.
Yeah, imagine that. So, and again, I want to like unroll it because we're trying to unravel the mystery of this windmill. Is this the deed to this residence?
Are you showing her a deed? I don't know.
Yeah, I want to kind of show.
So I believe Adara has got the deed to a windmill.
She does. What's that, Chad?
I was going to say, who has it?
Yeah, I believe.
I can pull up the deed.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not like trying to invoke ownership on this place. We just
no, not really. I'm just
we've come into
I think Ed was.
We've come into possession of the deed. So
yeah, I'm just more curious than anything else.
So
she'll charge rent.
She looks at it and take a perception check. Anyone who wants to.
Oh wait, I didn't click on me again. Damn it! I hate when I do.
It's all right. You've got it.
Yeah.
So she does appear to be reading it.
Good.
You've not just handed her a piece of paper and she's just like, yeah. She's like, yeah. I mean, this is the only
reading it to check its authenticity.
Preception instead of deception.
Okay. Yeah. So you are all pretty convinced that she's actually reading it and taking in the information. She says to you, "This seems to be your windmill. I definitely advise you speak to Mother." I mean,
whatever. Like I said, we're not trying to invoke any type of ownership. I don't foresee the situation changing. Like I said, we just came to the possession of the legal rights to it. So
okay. She steps back inside and shouts her sister down, and you hear some rummaging coming from the stairs, and her sister comes down the stairs. Looks of a similar age, and she explains these people said that this is a windmill. I've never seen these people before. I mean,
as I said, we just recently came into ownership of the Durst residence, and with the Durst residence came the deed to this windmill.
The Dursts? I've never been here either. It's been Mother's home for as long as I've known.
So then we might be able to help clear up a legal issue for her for official ownership.
She's gone into Barovia selling some pastries for today, but she's normally back before the evening.
Yeah, we bumped into her on the way down. I've actually purchased some of, and again, I'll go back. I've actually purchased some of your lovely dream cakes. We're actually heading north.
Oh,
and
for cake.
hope
So at this point, Ophelia will head over to the oven, and Bella will listen to your story. And Ophelia starts taking the next batch of pastries out.
So
Sure,
how
sure,
does
sure.
how does the old lady get from here to town and back?
You're getting where I'm going.
She walks.
I get that, but like,
With a wagon by herself. A push cart.
It's a cart, not a wagon.
well, so we ran into her in the morning as we were leaving our house that day, implying that she'd already come to town. Whatever.
She
Yeah.
just makes good time.
I mean, she's got a monster truck hidden in the woods or something.
Her real name is Barry Allen, and she is the fastest man alive.
She's I think she's Barovio's Molly Malone.
She's stayed pretty nimble in her old age.
Well, I think if nothing else, I'm a happy customer of hers. I think I'd like to, if nothing else, solve this little issue for her so that she has full legal ownership of her home.
Well, you'll be returning with the money from these dream pastries that you're taking to Vakili anyway, won't you?
Exactly. Well, if we sell anything, yes. If not, I may eat them all myself.
Yeah.
But yes, I absolutely will do so. And then maybe we can clear this all up when she's here.
Yeah. I mean, you seem pretty friendly people. I can't see how many issues if you're trying to help us. Don't know that we really need a windmill as much as we just took advantage of being the oven here. I don't know. It's just always been
Oh, yeah,
home.
no, I understand. Well, unless anyone else has anything else they want to cover, I mean, this is obviously the source of all of the pastries. I don't know there's anything more to gain here. All of that out of character, by the way, just for the record.
I mean, do you want to ask about the smells that's accompanying the smell of baking?
You know, I once heard never ask where your sausage comes from. I'm not sure I want to know what's going on in there.
If you like the
I don't
taste
want
of
to know how the
people, I
sausage is
guess.
made. Soylent Green is people. All right, I feel well detoured.
Okay.
If we can return, we'll swing by on the way back from town, and maybe we can just clear this all up for everyone.
Yeah,
I
well,
bid you good day.
Ophelia and Bella wish you safe travels. Good luck in Vakili. And yeah, there's nothing else.
No, I think unless anyone's got anything else, I think we're ready to move on.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Let's find the correct part of the map, and then I can drag you all to it. Okay, so let's do some measurements. See how we're doing for time.
Yeah, I know it took us a mile out of our. Oof.
You're probably not going to make it tonight. This is Arena talking. Unless we took a shortcut through the woods, And as you're up on the rise, you see the forest opening out behind the windmill. As the hill drops down, there's a line of stones that maybe every 100 meters or so, there's some. I wouldn't call them monoliths, but
we see the map right now.
Oh, did I not drag you to a map?
I'm not. I just have all black.
Oh, okay. Is that same for everyone?
I can see the map.
Oh, I know what it'll be. Is that?
You can always pick the map from the page tab. Under where you find your character sheet.
Can you see the map now, Sean?
No.
No. Weird. Maybe I have to drag. Can you see it, Greg?
Well, no, it's not in the background, but I'm just so if you click the page tab beside the chat tab at the top on the right,
yep,
you can see all the stuff like map of Barovia and
yeah.
I see that.
I think it's because you didn't have characters on there, but I know what it is. In fact, I do know why. It's because I didn't. It asked me to update the vision on this one. So.
And you didn't think that was important, so.
Oh no, it's saying it updated the vision to everyone, but I don't know if I can change it so everyone. Before, the token for Ed on this map wasn't for Ed; it was for everybody. But it's probably reset it to only be visible to Ed at the minute.
Oh, gotcha.
You can cut through that section of the forest that only has one tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
There's no reason for that road to go all the way around when there's one tree separating the road from the other road.
I don't know that the trees are drawn on the map in 1-to-1 scale, but
I'm just saying, there's what section there? There's only one tree. It's one tree wide.
And we could probably fit in between the two trees that are there.
Yeah.
Could be forests from Europe where they plant the trees in line so you can just see the road on the other side. Or not.
To the south of us is exactly to scale.
Yeah. It's 4 times all of our characters. To the west. That's a very tall windmill. That's half as tall as a mountain.
I know, right?
You should be able to all see now anyway.
Sure.
So it's about 2 in the afternoon. It was pretty late now, isn't it? It was more late morning when you climbed up the hill and saw Granny M. And then you ate on the road.
Yeah, we did travel a good distance.
Yeah, so it's probably 2 in the afternoon now, maybe 2:30 after your conversations and your slow walk back to the edge of the road.
It took us an hour to get to the dog leg and then 30 seconds to run through the trees, and then we'll be on the other side.
At full blast.
So you want to go to here and then cut through. Okay. And that
won't end badly at all.
No, not at all. That
so
seems 8 miles off our trip.
You have a map, so you guess that if all goes smoothly, you think you'll be at the town gates by 7-ish.
I mean, if you're going to cut through the trees, we might as well just go straight from here to the town.
Yeah. Don't you increase the amount of...
No, but I'm just saying, so if you're going to go through trees, if you're going to wander off into the forest, regardless of whether it's one tree wide or the whole forest, right? I don't know. The assumption is that the town is like lower than where we
Yeah.
are now.
Yeah.
So can we see through the forest? Like, can we see the town from here?
Just let me double check something. From where you are, you can't see over the forest. You kind of see. You could probably see some rooftops in the distance, but not anything too clear. Like, it is lower, but you've got the trees, and then there's rises within the forest and stuff as well. So you've not got a clear line of sight to it. You can make out the lake and everything. It definitely looks like the path is so windy because you're taking a route down through a valley.
Right.
So you don't think it would be necessarily like even terrain as you go through.
Well, I think we should just assemble some wings and just fly over the forest. How's that?
Okay,
mean,
Icarus.
Well, we could climb up to the top of the windmill.
Nothing bad ever happened to flying over things.
That's right. That's right.
Nothing ever.
you should go and have it. Like the Raven still sat at the top of a windmill. If you want to go and ask if you can take a look. I mean, I suppose it's your windmill.
Yeah, we'll show him the deed. Not the windmill, Roach.
I'm not entirely confident in our wing building abilities.
Oh, I thought you meant as in it might give you a better vantage point because it's a windmill
Oh, I
on top of a hill. Oh.
I think I'm kind of with Greg on this one. If we're going to cut through the woods, let's cut through the woods.
Yeah, we have a ranger with us. He should be able to track his way through.
Okay. I'm all in.
I'm
Should
just saying
be no issues with the tracking skills of our
it's
ranger.
obviously probably faster to go directly to town.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'd say let's hit it. And
All right, I need to take a 5-minute break here for a second. Continue without me.
Like,
I apologize.
Not
I'm gonna take a quick break also. So
like it's not necessarily going to be safer,
no,
Correct.
no.
but it will be faster.
This
Right.
is Greg trying to cash in on level 5. It's all right.
No, I'm just saying, right? Like, whatever.
Well, here's the deal: we either take the risk during daylight or have to camp at night, where the risk is even higher because we're in Mistville. So I'm with you, Greg.
You have Count Strahd's girlfriend and
Exactly.
whatever. So, like, how much more? And we've got, like, the family phone book. I'm not really sure how things could get worse.
I don't know. I mean, if anything, we'll die in a nice area, right?
Yeah, sure.
We can decompose amongst the needles of all the trees. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. So I definitely don't need to grab a new map now anyway, because I 100% didn't prep 2 different camping locations.
Camping? We're not camping.
That's all right.
It's like 5 miles to town from here.
It was still further than 5 miles.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I can put you on the proper thing. Why? Remember, you've got a hand-drawn map. So let's see. Oh, it's not too bad. No, it's about 5 miles, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it was 12 miles from the falls to there, it's about 5 miles to town.
Yeah. Through rough terrain, though.
Yeah, but we have a ranger.
Yeah. Who cannot get lost in the woods.
Exactly. Wow.
Except by magical means.
Yep.
Do we have Chad back yet?
But
He's
He
in the
also-
call. I don't know if he's around properly.
I think we also ignored difficult terrain, so it shouldn't be like, it shouldn't take us that much more time than walking 5 miles.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Assuming that we don't get lost. Or some other whatever. We run into treants and they enslave us.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. They have famous last words. I don't need to run faster than the monsters. I just need to run faster than the other people in the party.
Usually the halfling. You should be able to beat the halfling.
Yeah. Take the trip cantrip and just trip him. It's been nice knowing you.
Yeah, just set up all the snare traps as you go and just drop them.
Nothing bad ever happened in the forest.
Nothing bad ever happened in the forest. So I have an honest question because I didn't write it down in my notes. When you found the Tome of Strahd,
Mm-hmm.
did you cast anything on it, like detect magic and stuff like that, or did you just look at the crest and then wrap it up? I can't remember.
No, I don't think we did.
I didn't think you
I
did.
don't think we cast anything on it.
Okay. No reason for that question. Perfectly innocent.
We haven't gotten any other items since
Because
then.
No, you.
We got the shield before that.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we haven't gotten anything. So there's been no reason to cast anything since then. Because I'm like, let me look.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
And I believe you didn't open it up or anything, did you? Because you looked at it and the pages it looked pretty old and delicate.
I wrapped it up. I wrapped it up in hide or whatever and stuck it in my pack.
Yeah, I think I remember saying you had like oilcloths or something, for like keeping food.
Yeah.
In.
Well, I mean, I have
can't remember.
something to wrap my spell book in and stuff like that,
Yeah.
so I could easily just wrap the book in there.
Yeah.
Where am I?
So we'll lose Chad about here. Lose Ed about here.
As
We'll
long
lose
as
Rita about here. And Greg and I will make it out and be just fine.
Yeah. I have invisibility. I'm not terribly worried.
I need to look at what spells I've given you as well, because I've given you like one extra spell book so far. Yeah. You found a spell book. Was it in the chest in the Death House?
Yeah, I copied all that stuff into my spell book.
Yeah.
Chad's restarting his computer.
Yeah, no worries.
And then Madam, whatever her name is, the
Oh,
gypsy
yeah.
lady gave me see invisibility.
Yeah, well, that's nice of her. What a lady.
Yeah. Well, there isn't a lot of things to pick from at second level.
I was hoping she'd give us invisibility cloaks and lambda's bread.
Yeah, I'd be all over that. Because, like, Elven Cloak and Boots aren't just the most fucking broken magic item in 5e ever.
Is that what Legolas wears in Lord of the Rings?
I guess. Well, yeah, I guess so. But I mean, in 5e, they give you advantage on stealth. Well, just about like the last thing a rogue needs is advantage on stealth.
Oh, weird. Doesn't exist. Sad
What's that?
times. I'm just looking up random monsters.
You know, another strategy here is we could burn the forest down and go through.
We could have a gender reveal party behind the windmill.
Oh dear.
We could reveal Ed's gender to all the viewers.
That's right.
I have many reference books planned, and still I had 2 weeks and I didn't account for you just going through the shortest part of the forest. Not even the longest part.
You're the one who suggested it.
I know, because I thought you'd say it's a fucking stupid idea. Because I distinctly remember telling you that you got lured 5 feet into the forest and then attacked by 2 phase spiders. I figured I would have worked by putting the fear of death into you.
Well, the phase spiders ran off before we could kill them. I don't think they were really a big issue.
No, it's only 2.
Sure. But I'm just saying they did run off on us. So it's not as if we weren't going to have killed them. They screwed off before we could kill them.
Yeah. Oh. I never noticed that.
And well, as far as monsters go, they're pretty cheesy. Because in theory, they don't even have to run away.
Oh, they didn't.
I mean,
They were in there
disengage.
later.
Yeah,
and then they just...
Yeah. They disengage. But I mean, it's not like they have a limit on the amount of time they can spend phased out. Or in actuality, that's probably phased in, right? Because I think their natural habitat is not the prime material plane. Yeah, and so it would be extremely difficult unless you just like one-shot at them. Find some room here. I'm running out of space.
How is that a hard encounter?
More D&D books tomorrow.
Oh, is that the new one tomorrow?
Apparently.
Icewind, is it?
Yeah. The whatchamacall messaged me today and said that there were like 2 copies of it, and then a bunch of like Kobold Press stuff that's been out of print for like ever. That I was going to order from Golden, but apparently Edward got it from somebody else. Where is it here? Word.
So what I might do is I'll draw a map and I'll put a crystal gleaming in the center of it.
Oh my god. We'll just go around the outside.
In jokes.
Yeah. Well, okay, so in his defense, he made it all forest. Except he didn't leave that one hex line on the outside that he was obviously intended it to be forest. But then he's like, put yourselves wherever you want on the map. So we like stuck ourselves on the one hex on the corner of the map that didn't have any forest on it. We ran down the side of the thing and we're going to avoid his encounter. So he kind of like, it was obvious that this was going to be one of those struck by lightning moments. So we just bit, and then of course it just turned into some dumbass encounter. But like whatever. Yeah, what do I got here? 2 copies of Icewind Dale, some Pathfinder module, and then 4.
Do you get one of each? Do you? New cover and normal cover?
Yeah. Yeah, well, so I'll use the regular cover one,
Yeah.
and then I will stash the premium cover one.
Yeah, he asks me every time if I want a fancy cover, and I always say no because I didn't get the first one that came out with a fancy cover.
Yeah.
So if I don't have all of them, I'll have none of them.
I mean, it's not as if any of this stuff will have it. Second edition, I think. No, maybe third edition did a premium leather cover that was quite expensive, I believe, and so nobody bought it. I've seen them, but there's not a lot of them around, and they have some value, but just because. Yeah. I think when the rulebook was $29, they were $80 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, these ones, they're all the same price. So it's not as if there's going to be any collectability even over time.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're going to reprint that box set either, which is really weird. Premium box set.
I keep thinking about buying one cut for the DM screen, then I just don't.
Should have bought that defective one with the upside down player's handbook.
Mm.
Matt Colville messaged me today and said that I wasn't getting a copy of Kingdoms and Warfare till next year sometime.
You personally or everyone?
I don't know. I just got this message on Discord from Anna, and it said, "Yeah, it looks like it's going to be delayed yet again."
Okay.
Do you have me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo! We're missing Ed.
Yeah. He's gone for 5 minutes, about 7 minutes ago.
Oh, I should say Ed is missing. I don't know that we're really missing him, but I was having all kinds of issues there, and I had to restart my laptop.
Yeah.
Okay. So 7 minutes. I guess I didn't miss anything then.
No.
Since he disappeared 7 minutes ago. Oh, fuck.
What about...
It is on Steam. Baldur's Gate 3 releases in 16 days. You're going to have to buy Baldur's Gate 3 and show it to Edward so he'll get the internet. I don't know that I still don't think he'll get the internet.
I'm still bemused by how someone can live without real internet all the time.
It just feeds his paranoia. I mean, the dude put a Band-Aid over the webcam on the laptop, and he doesn't have the internet.
Wow.
I mean, the graphics look really nice on Baldur's Gate 3. I just don't know how good it'll be. I still haven't put up a price for it.
Okay, do I have that ready?
It'd be interesting if they made it interactive with Twitch, so that if you streamed it, your viewers could pick. Because, like, you know that Deep Rock Galactic, that like Dwarven mining game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's Twitch interactivity where your viewers can spend their channel points to like spawn extra monsters.
You better not be upstairs watching the football game.
There's something happening in footballs. By football, I mean hand egg.
Yeah. I brought up the NFL like scores and everything, and it's showing that our local team is up by 16 points, and there's only 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game. So I don't know if one of his kids came down and told him, hey, some super awesome play just happened, and he went up to watch a replay, and now he's watching the game, or what. I don't know. We'll have to ask him when he gets back. Keeping an eye on the time left in the game and see if it corresponds with when he gets back. I see he muted his mic so we can't hear him cheering on the game, probably. Maybe his wife's yelling at him. Who knows? Come on, Ed. Sean's got a hard stop tonight. Let's go. The world map is back up. Are we leaving the windmill?
Yeah.
Okay. I would ask about that.
They were discussing which part of the forest we're going to cut through instead of going all the way around.
Oh. Yeah, I'd say that little little horseshoe bend there, where it's the thinnest, probably would be best.
They were discussing the benefits of just going straight through the direct line because it's a lot shorter.
I was gonna say we left camp, which was that red square. We made our way up to the bridge, crossed that, made our way up to the fork in the road, went to the left. What time of the day is it? Do you know?
It's about 2:30, 3:00 now. So
Yeah.
you'd be looking at, I think it was 15 miles. So let me double check everything again.
I apologize. I believe that one of my children may have broken a toe or two.
Ouch.
Yeah, Jake.
Maybe you went up to finish the game.
No. Jake kicked a ball, and instead of kicking the ball, ended up kicking the TV stand. Pretty much at full force.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he broke 2 of his toes.
Ah.
Oh, I thought we were going through the woods.
I'm just checking for Chad.
He's looking to see what the road.
Yeah, so you're looking at
how long it would take to.
We decided we're going to burn down this area right here.
Oh, okay.
That's over. That's over a 6-hour walk.
I'm sure Straw with you burning down forests in this land.
Mm-hmm.
So compared to going that way. Okay, so I may need a minute more because I think I'm gonna have to.
Waste roll.
I need to import this map probably.
Someplace he wasn't planning for us to go.
No, I'm planning on you to go. I didn't think you'd get here this quickly, so I hadn't created the map yet. So
yeah, I mean, we've been living in that last town how long?
Hey, it's a town simulator in Ravenloft.
How do I do that?
Magic.
I think that should have worked. Let's check. If not, I'm just gonna have to use a crappy drawn map until it's finished. It'll be fine. I have a standby drawing one.
Could work.
It happens.
Oh no, there they are. I've got it. I can do this. We're good. Oh, I've got something I can use anyway. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. We're good. So you're at the windmill still. Like slow walking. I was assuming you would be walking towards the road, but you're saying would you have had this conversation before you got overly far, I assume?
Oh, before we left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I should just quickly note the time. So
we're gonna get TPK'd because we're gonna walk through the forest and Ed's carrying all kinds of meat pies.
Okay, there we go. Just so I know where to edit the bit out, sorry. Yep, so as you're walking...
This is my prediction. You die here. Ed dies here, and Greg and I make it out to here.
You forgot. I died because I got bit. Something bites me, and that's what kills me.
So you're walking down the hill. It's not massively steep, but it's not an easy decline. So
Yet an elderly woman pushes a cart down it every day.
No, this is going into a forest. You're walking away from a road into a forest.
Can I just ride my shield
Okay.
down?
You could. It is steep enough. Arena is doing a little bit of like a zigzag path, trying to not go straight down. And there you have a choice of there's a. I suppose I could just kind of draw them on the map to make it easier. So it's like a standing stone here, a standing stone there, a standing stone here. All the gaps in between them are like 100, 200 yards apart.
Are there any markings on those standing stones, or they're just kind of there? Like
Take,
warning, don't go into or you'll die.
Take an observation, a perception check. There does appear to be some form of runic marking on them.
Can I read them? Or can I at least know what language they're in?
What languages do you read?
I was just looking that up. Where is that? Under bio?
On the left-hand side of your normal page with your weapon proficiencies and all of that stuff.
Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Goblin.
You don't know.
Halfling and thieves can't.
You don't know.
Okay.
Abyssal.
Nope.
Damn. And good. In the same
Dara?
respect.
Adara, let's check. I'm going to guess, without looking, that Adara doesn't speak this language. Nope.
Draconic?
It is not Draconic.
It's
Undercommon?
demonic.
Nope. So
I'm guessing you have to speak
Greg,
demonic.
no, Greg can take me, and let's have a look. You can take an Arcana check, Greg.
Sure. Helps if I'm looking at giant steel tanks. Of the
So-
mystery of lag. There we go.
If you had to guess, you'd say it was some form of root language that had its roots in. Oh, sorry, like Elvish would be the closest thing you could think of, but it doesn't match anything that that Vesserin can match. So it seems old. You don't speak Elvish, do you?
I speak Elvish.
You do? Oh, yeah. So yeah, you see some familiarity, but nothing makes sense from it. It has that a fey kind of feel to it, but nothing that you're instantly familiar with.
Imagine that. What's at the top of my spell research?
Don't know.
Comprehend languages.
Oh, have you finished it yet? Have you learned that spell yet? No.
Apparently not. I gave you that list like when we were still in the house in Barovia.
Well, that was only like 1 day ago, and you've learned a new spell since then.
I'm just saying.
Maybe if you rest for a night, you'd find out. So as you are scurrying down the slope, you see a raven that was previously perched atop of a windmill, kind of glides down, lands on top of the nearest standing stone, and caws at you.
Are you still shooting down crows? Or have you given up on your murderous hatred for them crows?
Well, so is this a raven or a crow?
It's a raven.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Mm,
Yeah.
fair.
You uncultured dick. He's just jealous because you can shoot him and he can't.
Well, that, and I'm not really that keen on shooting down ravens since the reading said that our ally was a raven.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
So maybe that isn't the wisest choice.
It,
So was it like just a normal caw or an angry caw then?
it was just a normal caw. As you look up to observe it, you see it pecking at something on top of a standing stone. Kind of, as you're getting closer to it, it's about 8 feet high up, and it's just sat there, and there's a little outcropping, and you see it pecking something kind of round.
Skull shaped.
Bathing in the blood of its enemies.
And it nudges, and a looks to be a human skull rolls off the top of it and hits the floor and kind of shatters. It caws at you and then takes wing.
Thinking it was warning
English
us.
translation, you're English translation, you're next. I got this in the woods.
So you stood at a standing stone, the raven flies away. You going
We
to
march onward to our TPK, or
you proceeding past the boundary? You looking at the stone? You gonna touch it,
I'd love to
feel
know
it up?
what stones say, but I think it's the shortest route.
We haven't seen stones like this.
Not on your journey so far.
Are the elven characters on
That to me.
what
I
side?
still couldn't read it.
Yeah, what side of the pillar? Or all
Yeah,
of
is
it?
it
Oh,
facing us into the
so
woods?
there is just one character on the side facing out from the forest.
danger.
Well, or do not enter.
It's one runic symbol. It's a little bit overgrown, and you can see dirt and stuff in the. It looks to be carved, but you're not quite sure.
It says murder inside. Don't go.
Are you walking around it, I assume?
Sure.
To check whether the writing was. Yeah, you see that there's little on the floor around this particular one. It looks like there's little bones, and you see little handmade trinkets and things that look like they've been left here for quite a while. Only small little offerings.
This is like the big white sign on the top of the Cliffs of Dover that says Germans go home.
Huh.
I think it translates to vampire free.
Surprisingly didn't deter the Germans at all, because guess what? They can't read English.
Are you doing anything with the stone?
Like it. Not me. Somebody else.
Somebody else. Someone else touched that.
Well, you want to investigate the human skull? We'll look at the human skull that the raven knocked down.
Yeah. So as it hit the ground, it did crack. So it was quite old and brittle boned. Whereas other than that, it doesn't look like there was any wounds on it. Looks to be take a medicine check, anyone. Is medicine a thing in this? Am I playing Call of Cthulhu again?
Oh, medicine's a thing.
Yeah. You think that it is a human skull.
Take a look.
Yeah, okay, with my 4, so clearly it isn't.
So Theseus would be the best one, but
Yeah, Theseus.
Wow.
Shit too.
Yeah, you're all pretty convinced that it's a human skull. You can't really tell any age of it or how long it's been there, but for it to, like, it looks pretty weather worn and like murky. So
And in
not
the end,
not a fresh one.
afterwards, we find out that it was a hill giant skull.
Dragon skull.
Take a perception check.
Oh boy, here we go.
Hey, I did a thing.
So you're not 100% sure, but you think you make out the shadows of 2 individuals on top of a windmill watching you.
Like human-sized individuals?
That's what it looks like. Just 2
Is it the
silhouettes
window
on the
we just
windmill.
left?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
the previous occupants.
Right. I'm too far away to pick at any details now. Because you are like nearly a mile away. Oh, you could have gone to
so
this
yelling
one.
jump ain't gonna work.
Yeah, you're like half a mile away from them.
Still far
No.
enough away we can't out.
So, has anyone touched a
Ooh.
pillar? No, good. Are you walking past it?
Not yet.
You've walked around it, so you've broken any barrier. Are you going in the woods?
Yeah, let's just do
That
this.
was Oladara who's done that.
Otherwise, we'll skirt this until 3 sessions from now.
Yeah. Let's just do this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We shove the ranger into the pillar and let him touch it.
I don't want to
Okay.
touch it.
So, the threshold feels clearly defined from, this is the land around the windmill compared to this is the woods, this is nature, this is the primal outdoor part of Barovia. That the closest experience you feel like you had was outside of the gates before you entered. And Vesserin, you feel quite at home here. It doesn't have that oppressive feel.
Feeling.
No.
Cool. Well, then I guess I can. Like, I know the direction I want to go. I'm not going to get lost in woods. So I'm going to point myself in a straight line and kind of lead the way.
Okay.
Let us follow.
Okay. Can you roll me a d20?
Just randomly a d20?
Yeah.
Okay. One of those, please.
Okay.
Ooh.
We're not in combat yet. That's why you're rolling high.
You don't know if high or low is good. I didn't ask what you're rolling for.
This is true.
Okay.
I don't think you were going to tell me.
He won't.
How are you marching through the woods? Is there any marching order? Do you guys have Arena any special instructions for her?
I would think she would be in the middle, along with Caster, the halfling, and Sean, if you don't mind bringing up the rear.
Okay.
Anybody hear Sean?
I was going to say, can't hear you, Peach.
It's because I didn't push the button.
Neither do I.
Probably you at the front, Dara second, Arena halfling, and then me.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good.
Yep. So
The damn name's Halzor.
So you beelining straight for the town as much as you can.
As much as we can.
Okay. Well, there's sounds of the wilderness around you. You're proceeding through. Where are we? I didn't
So,
put it.
really quick, just a quick question: are there any rocks on the ground?
Well, there's
little medium-sized stone type.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up as many as I can get. I'm gonna cast light on them.
Okay. It's not too dark at the moment.
This is something else. So I'm gonna drop about every 50 feet. Drop a rock.
Okay.
So we don't get lost.
Well, just in case.
Our ranger sucks.
Hey.
So for the rest of you, you feel like you're making pretty good time. When you came up with this plan, you were a little bit dubious, but it's leading you pretty well through the forest. Like pointing out here and there, like, mind these branches here. And
we're not back at the windmill again, are we?
No. I suppose I can.
Not yet.
No. I was just like waiting for you to be like, okay, we got to see the edge of the trees, and when you walk out, there's a windmill.
Did you?
Hasn't gotten there yet.
You could hear us, couldn't you, while we were going?
No, but that's
fine. Okay. So you saw two, the silhouette of two people watching you from the top of a windmill when you were messing around with the stone, and then no one was interacting with anything, so we pushed on. So you're now in the forest.
Decent.
Yeah.
Yep. Push past all of that, we're just going.
Yeah. Then everybody make a. Let me see. Everyone make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma?
Everyone make a dump stat saving throw.
Dump stat saving throw.
Where is that again? Shit, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Halfling, what do you want?
Okay, so.
Did Arena make one?
I'm looking at us.
Arena. Yeah, she's fine. So, as you are heading through, you hear, well, I should say, Theseus doesn't hear this, and Arena doesn't hear it, but Hauser, Adara, and Vesrin, you start to pick up on the wind. What is it? Just listen. What do we want? Where are we going? What is this? Strangers.
Anybody else hearing that other than me?
I hear it. Who is that?
Can I get an idea of where that's coming from, or is that just coming from inside my head?
You hear it, and it sounds like it's coming on the wind. On the breeze, and the rustling of the trees seem to be forming these sounds.
Wonderful.
I don't hear anything. Let's just keep going.
And then take... who's in the front? Veswin's in the front. Veswin can take a survival check. With advantage because you're a stinking wood elf. So you notice what would appear to be off to the right. There's a slight opening in the trees, and you see something quite large and stone shaped, kind of brought in through a broken vision. Pardon?
Does it look like a windmill?
No, it looks like kind of like the pillars that were along the rim of the forest, but not exactly the same.
Can I tell how far off the beaten path that is, as far as where?
Oh, there isn't a beaten path.
No, I know that, but like, so because of my abilities, I've drawn a beeline in my head.
Like you can see it through. It's quite a thick forest, and you can kind of see this. So it's like in 50, 100 feet away.
I think my new character will be a bard. So.
I say we all become bards. We're a traveling band.
Love it. I'm gonna mention to my party there seems to be a clearing up in this direction. Do we want to check it out?
Sure.
Why not?
Let's go take a look.
So you head into a clearing, and it isn't so much a clearing at the moment as just a space. Maybe around this stone, there's like 10 feet worth where there's no trees growing. But with the overhangs and stuff, it doesn't quite penetrate the canopy. If you stand at the bottom of it and look up, you can see the sky and the clouds above you and the trees hanging. And on top of this monolith, there is a raven perched there that caws at you.
Does it look like the same raven?
Take a perception check. So, yes, it looks like a raven.
I meant the same. Can I tell if it's the same one?
Did you saw the raven from the result of this being a 1 or a 20 was irrelevant. It looks like the same raven that you have not yet interacted with, because this one didn't get firebolted a little bit first.
I'm just saying that I'm not racist. I don't think all ravens look alike.
Is there writing on this stone?
There are more runes on this stone.
Are they different than the other stones?
Yes.
On the other stones?
Yes. So you only looked at one stone. You didn't look at any of the other stones. You only looked at the one you were walking past. So the runes there are multiple runes on this one, and none of them are the same rune that was on the other one.
None of us touched those out there, right?
Correct.
I'm going to touch this one.
You are? Okay. Would you make me a wisdom saving throw? Alright, well, as you lay your hand on this stone, you have a flash of a series of visions come through your mind, one after the other quite rapidly, and it shows the forest's greenery spreading as far as you can see, and then trees being cut down and it getting smaller, and you see an almost feminine form running, and fading in, and she feels like she places her hand onto a tree and fades into a tree. And then there's these stones, and they're bright with power. The runes are glowing, and there's darkness and like clouds rolling into them and being buffeted away. And you see, right, just feels quite elemental. And then as you pull your hand away, it's quite a jarring thing. You see the stone in front of you, and your friends looking at you. I don't know why I was hesitant to say friends there. You see your friends give you a sideways glance as
Companions.
like you place your hand there and pull it away, and it's been at a good 60 seconds for everybody else. For you, it feels like it was like bang, 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 5 seconds, but you've been stood there for about a minute.
How far in are we from the other stones?
You've been walking for about an hour, so you're probably about halfway through.
All right, well, I'll describe to everybody what I just, we'll call it witnessed, so that everybody knows what's going on. As much as I can recall.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Relativity. The closer you are to the black hole, the longer.
Now that he's touched the stone, can he read what's written on it?
Nope.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I say we continue.
I was just gonna say, do we stick around and investigate, or we press forward?
If that's the only thing that's here, I say we should probably keep going. I mean,
do I recognize any of the trees around here from my vision?
You see, it feels like the same kind of forest that you saw, and like it was quite dominant, and the landscape around it has obviously changed over time. You feel like you saw lifetimes of trees and mountains pass. It wasn't. How best? Yeah. So you feel like you watched a time lapse video of the forest shrinking and contracting and the land changing.
So probably when Valakai was built and the windmill and stuff.
So you didn't see any. There was no windmill. There was no town of Valakai. There was no. You didn't see any people or humans. You saw like the trees being cut down, but it was formless. From the eyes of something that doesn't understand what's happening around it.
Okay. Yeah, so we just keep moving. I mean, if I don't recognize anything specific, then I don't know if there's time to. I think what these are like memory stones or guardian stones or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You're seeing things from the perspective of the forest.
Good reason not to disturb them, actually.
Yeah.
No,
all right, elf boy.
Away we go. Continue on our path.
Okay, so the three of you continue to hear another round of whispering voices, but Theseus hears a little bit more clearly a voice asking, "What do you want? Why are you here?"
I feel like we should respond.
Yeah, I'm just going to answer back. We're just making our way through the forest to Valakai. We mean you no harm. There will be we will not touch you unless, of course, we have to.
Okay. Take you're at the back, aren't you, Sean?
Yeah, he's in the rear.
Yeah, I'm in the back. Yep.
Okay. So you can take a perception check. Yeah. So you do see a humanoid shape passing through around the trees, about 20 feet behind you.
Dryads.
I just want to get through this and not disturb anything.
That's where I'm at too. We'll stop and look real quick. I'll stop the party.
Okay.
Well, maybe she can tell us what's written on the pillars.
Okay, let me see if this is going to work. So it's not the exact map I wanted, but it'll do, I suppose.
As long as it looks like a nice place for us all to die, that's all that matters.
In fact, you know what? I'm just going to reuse the spider map for this. So it's going to look a little bit more cobwebby and haunting than it should, but it's probably the easiest way to do it.
Yay.
Yeah, so the marching order was Pesserin,
Who's in
Adara,
the front?
Arena, Hauser, Theseus. And then
And then
No, and then.
okay, so there you go.
oh,
Oh,
So the trees are green and luscious and relatively healthy looking.
not dead and cobwebby.
Yeah.
Oh, we try to talk to them in Elvish.
speak Elvish?
Oh,
They're more likely to speak Elvish than Common,
This is true.
or some variant of Elvish. So
Are they dryads?
Do we know what a dryad is?
probably.
I'm guessing that's the assumption that we're making, is that
Yeah. It's a tree folk of some kind.
they're Barovian dryads.
Okay.
Native plant? That should be interesting.
So what are you asking them in Elvish?
Was the Guardian Stones a warning to stay out of your land?
So this one up here cocks its head and steps forwards.
One we can't
And
see.
can you not see that?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Have I still got darkness on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll make it daylight.
Oh, the
Can you-
situation seems much more grim now. There's a whole fuck ton of them.
Can you see now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Yeah, so this one up here steps forwards, basically into a path you were going to be taking, effectively. So put it here, and says, not a warning.
We offer you, or I mean, do we owe you a boon for letting us transverse your territory?
Safely. Keep that safely in mind.
Is it replying in Elvish?
Yes.
Okay, I got no clue what it's saying then.
You
I can.
I can offer translation. How's that sound?
You always
Sure.
nothing.
May we pass through here safely? In Elvish.
There are many dangers in the forests.
Are you a danger to us?
She laughs.
We're a novelty.
And
Do we have-
she runs and dives into this tree.
Like literally into the tree.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what I saw? Does that represent?
Yeah, pretty close to what you saw. When it wasn't as rushed and it was a little bit more panicked when you saw it in your vision. There you hear laughter coming from this one as she steps forwards now.
What is your name?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. We don't really use names. It's a concept we're not familiar with.
Do you travel through the trees?
So, damn, I've got to keep changing layer to do this how I want to. There's a tree here which you can't over to your left, which you can't see, and a familiar dryad pops out and says, "We can if we choose."
Are there different types of trees in the forest?
It's mainly like large. Let me.
Well, I'm just like, are they going like if there was like birch trees and oak trees and like whatever? Are they going from like oak tree to oak tree, or are they just jumping randomly between different species of trees?
Yeah, they're jumping between different trees. It was the same type of tree, but all of the trees in this part of the forest seem to be of the same type anyway.
Okay.
So. And
Did somebody ask what they want
then,
of us?
Oh, I think we just keep moving. So
This-
the other thing is that they could be very bored, as they are Fae. So they might just be fucking with us.
You
Yeah.
think?
Well, that's why I just said like we can talk to them and occupy their attention and amuse them while we continue to move.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Right. The longer we stop and everything, the like
Longer it'll take to get out.
Well, they just get tired of us, right? Like they're just like, okay, well, these aren't as amusing as we thought they were.
Oh, should Ed go ahead and move his token then?
I was gonna say, are we in free move?
Yeah.
This is the direction that was out, correct?
So obviously the map's not quite correct, but you're wanting to go effectively. Why is it still drawing? It wasn't. Am I drawing on the way you can see?
Mm-hmm.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a
Right that way. So
step
pass
in
it.
that direction.
Yeah. So they basically are keeping pace with you and chattering amongst themselves.
So I asked them what language was did you put the glyph on the stone, or did someone else?
Oh, one of the elders.
I mean, it looked similar to the language we knew, but it's different. Is it specific to the elves of this area?
I don't think the elves maintain our language anymore, as we maintain theirs.
We recognize that dude as an elf, though, right?
Rahadin?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He just didn't look like any elf we'd ever seen before, right?
correct.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to follow Vesserin up the path as we're talking?
Sure.
I'm assuming that you're like walking and talking at the moment, and I'm resisting the temptation to bring back these face spiders, which are still on the map.
Damn it!
I asked them if they're familiar with the elves of this land.
But the Twilight ones?
I don't know. I described sort of like the hue of their skin and everything and the color of their eyes. We saw this elf, like no elf we'd ever seen before.
Oh, they came after.
Well, what? Do you know anything about them?
There are a few left. They don't maintain the old ways. No one here does.
The Twilight Elves, as you called them, they were the elves that lived here before the...
Before you.
Can we offer a boon to you for passage? Is there anything that we can do to assist you?
How do we get out of here alive?
Don't bite me.
You could ask the elders.
Well, we would be happy to assist as long as we're not inconveniencing them.
Okay.
I have a sneaking suspicion. Well, I say this to the rest of the group, right? In common. I have a sneaking suspicion this is probably not the last time we'll end up in the forest of this land.
Yeah, not a bad idea to establish a good relationship.
Yeah, we can cultivate some sort of goodwill, right? That we aren't tree burning wood choppers.
Good job with no dwarves in your group.
Oh, yeah. Half orc.
I'm a halfling, damn it.
It's the half orc that I was worried about.
This is true.
Okay. So, one of them will ask if you want to see the elders, or are you continuing on your way?
Well, I mean, it would be our privilege if the elders would have an audience with us.
Okay. So, let's go back to, where's your map? This one. So, they'll indicate the direction they want you to go, and surprising no one, it is not the direction you're wanting to go.
Oh yeah, it's towards the middle of the forest, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere over here.
Yeah.
There's a shock.
I think it's probably worth our while.
Yep.
Well, I don't think we're under their protection. Like, so if there's something were to attack us in the forest, right? I don't think they're going to help us, but it certainly can't hurt. And maybe we find out something about that dude.
Not a bad
They can't
idea.
take us with them as they pass through the trees, can they? Just like teleport us there.
No.
I don't think you would want to. You'd have splinters.
So one of them will. Everyone take a charisma check again.
Please do a
I suppose I should roll
charisma
for
check.
arena.
Charisma save.
Just a charisma check.
Ah.
Whatever. Chad roll first, so. Yeah, do a charisma check. Yeah. Oh, looks like Adara's winning at the moment.
Looks like.
Okay, so one of them will offer you a berry.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do I recognize the berry?
Looks
Get you
like
really
some
high.
berries. He shows you, opens out her hand and makes you an offering, and there are 10 berries in her hand.
Do they all look the same type of berries?
Yeah. She says to you in Elvish, they're good.
Oh. Can I make an Arcana check to see if I've ever heard of these type of berries before?
Yeah.
Because I have an idea of what I think they are, but I don't know if my character would actually know.
Yeah. How familiar is Adara with Druidcraft?
I think it's that's pretty common, right?
Yeah.
Like being a first level spell or something, right?
Yeah. I imagine you'd know that druids exist and they can do this kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So I'll eat one of the berries.
Yeah, it's really good and nourishing. And if you'd lost any hit points, you'd probably get one back, but you haven't, so you can't.
Good berries. Those are good berries.
That's what she said.
She did.
The upside of them is that now you're not hungry anymore.
Yeah. You can take more if you like.
Are they offering it to all of us?
No, it was just to Adara because she seemed friendly.
I ask if they mind if I took one for each of my companions.
Well, at that suggestion, she'll offer them to everyone.
Okay.
There are 9 berries left.
I'll take one and eat it.
Yeah.
I will take one as well as a show of good faith.
And thank her.
Sure,
Yeah.
me too.
So they do heal 1 hit point per berry, and you are sustained and nourished for a 24-hour period.
Ooh.
Nice.
Sadly, that doesn't make up for the fact that druids suck.
I don't know, I love good berry.
I'm in combat. I'm passing out berries to my group. There you go. Would you
My-
like a berry?
My GM wouldn't let me force feed one to a person who was down. I was most disappointed.
Aw.
Cast it in the morning and keep them in your pouch.
Save them for second breakfast.
All right, so we following these guys then?
Yeah.
So,
Don't think we have much of a choice.
as you get to a... you see as you're going, there are more of these stones. There don't seem to be any rhyme or reason that you can make out, apart from, I suppose. Make a survival check, Ed. I was going to say at disadvantage, but it'll be at advantage because it's still in the forest. So, so you get the feeling that the one that you've walked past like 2 or 3 of them now, and where these ones are different to the border stones, you feel like these are actually full, like you could draw a line between them all.
Like they're a path. Like if you followed them, you're going to follow down to a path. Like they're going to meet up somewhere.
They're waystones.
Markers. Yeah.
It's the bloodline.
Yep. So you get closer to another one of these stones, and it seems like, in fact, if you share that information at all.
Of course.
Yeah. So, Adara, you can make an Arcana check. Theseus can make a religion check as well. For a Chad, just nothing to steal. It's a rogue.
Nothing. I don't think that's a good idea at this point.
Yeah, probably not.
You can steal from Ed. Sean, are you going to do a religion check?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. So, between the three of you talking about it, you kind of get the feeling that it's some kind of away line. And
they've laid the stones directly down on the ley line.
There's obviously symbolism from old religions and druid craft and that kind of thing. And Adara would know that it's used in magical rituals and channeling power and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh. And we're following down the path.
Yeah. As you get deeper into a forest, you do get to what is actually more of a clearing now. You can see it opens out and there are a series of standing stones, and some of these ones are actually capped, and I can show you a picture of Stonehenge, or I could just say.
Yeah, no, I know where you're going.
Yeah. And in the center, there is a larger ancient oak tree, and it's quite large, and it forms and twists. It twists around a large standing stone that has similar runes on it. And then all of the dryads stop at the boundaries.
I'm assuming it's in that same language that we can't understand.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
Are there different characters on each pillar? Like, is there different letters or
Yeah.
different symbols?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering if it was going to say something along the lines of, buffet, come here to eat humanoids.
Or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Thursday night bingo,
So on these ones you've been seeing, you didn't stop and examine any of the other ones, but the one that Sean touched had all the facings of it had carvings and symbols on it, whereas in the boundary stones was one large symbol. These ones seem to be smaller and more intricate.
more well maintained.
Probably represent the ancestors.
Not necessarily maintained, but yeah.
Are they not as weathered as the other ones?
Oh, but still quite weathered. It's just more than I'm trying to think. So kind of like when you see the obelisks in Egypt when they've got hieroglyphs on them, and there's groups of them together on each facing.
Gotcha.
These have far more information on them.
Yeah, it tells a story depending upon which side you're on and everything else.
Yeah.
So all the other dryads that were with us stopped outside this field of stones.
So none of them have passed inside it. You guys haven't gone in yet either, but they've stopped, and one of them will gesture to the older oak tree, and say the ancestors of, and basically point within the circle.
The ancestors reside in the tree.
Okay, I'll go in the circle.
Yep, so will I.
I was gonna say I have a feeling we all have.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Arena will come with you as she walks up and looks around the pillar, and it's strange as the angle you're looking at it from, you can see part of this stone which has similar runes carved into it. As you walk around the tree, it grows in such a way that you can see parts of the stone from every side of it, like curling and wrapping around. But there's no one side is like clear for you to be able to see all of it.
Well, should we throw bones to see who's going to touch the tree?
Well, you already touched the stone, I think.
Yeah, I'll touch the tree.
So you're already a marked man. I'm just throwing that out.
You place your hand on the tree, and the bark is quite rough and wood-like. It's quite an old oak tree, but it feels strong and still got some life pulsing in it.
Basically in Elvish, just say hello to the tree, yes.
Hug the tree, Sean. Just walk up and just a good old friendly hug.
Anybody got any yellow ribbon?
Oh.
Wow. Ed, how much gold do you have?
So
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Arena will mention that you had the vision when you touched the stone last time.
Yep, I'll touch the stone.
Okay, so when you place your hand on the stone that's facing you, you have a similar kind of experience again. This time, it's a little bit sore. You're kind of prepared for it as you reach out and touch it this time. And you see that there were now you've seen them quite plainly. There's dryads and other forest spirits and unicorns and different beasts living in this forest. And it's quite I hesitate to say quite a magical fae place, but it seems like more than what you're used to at home and what this place is now. And then you see it kind of becoming more solid and more real, and then the magical creatures that you had in your vision seem to become more sparse, and you see less of them, and the dryads seem to start interacting with what you recognize as elves and different elven people. And then you basically break contact, and that's it.
So it's kind of like seeing the history of this place.
Yeah. And you see the tree starts to unravel a little bit, and you didn't notice and it was like there's a kind of unraveling from the tree, not whereas in the dryads clearly like formed out of it as if it were like a non-solid surface. This is almost like peeling itself off the tree. A really old, like crooked, creaky dryad unwinds herself from the tree.
Well, I ask her what happened to this place.
The darkness happened.
I was curious as to how they were surviving in Strahd's domain.
How long ago did the darkness happen?
Many, many cycles ago.
Yeah, the passage of time probably doesn't really bode well with them. They don't really keep track of things like that.
Is this all that's left of your kind?
Of our family, this is all that remains. There are others around these lands, and hopefully in the Feywilds more continue to thrive.
Do you know who Strahd is?
She doesn't seem to acknowledge the name. So is he one of the humans?
He was once. Now he's now he walks undead.
He's
And-
part of the darkness.
Yes.
Okay.
He is the darkness.
He is the darkness.
Oh, the darkness came before Strahd. The darkness formed this place.
And then pulled Strahd in.
It pulled us from our homes. We thought we were home, and then this is what's left to us.
Trust me, I know that feeling very, very well. I too was from this land, but from a different time, and possibly a different place. So I'm cursed just the same way you guys are. Anybody else have anything?
So they don't even.
No, I'm just.
Well, I'm just thinking out loud. Like, so they don't even know who Strahd is. Like, they know about the darkness that took over this land, but they don't attribute that to Strahd himself.
Well, because he has had no interaction, like,
with them, which I think is fascinating, actually. Which means that there are areas of Barovia that he's not in full control of.
well, it doesn't mean that he's not in full control of them. It just means that he hasn't interacted with, like.
Well, think about the stones. You know, the stones may be a way that the Fae keep the evil or the darkness out.
But that's kind of what I'm getting at, though. So, like, he hasn't found it necessary to go in and destroy that. So, this might actually be a safe haven?
Well, he might not be aware of it, and we want to be careful that you don't draw his attention to them, right?
And
Right.
we actually may have bringing Arena here.
Perhaps. So I'll ask the old dryad about the guardian stones. Who made them?
They were brought here from our original home. They were what remains of what was dragged through in the creation of this place.
The darkness predates Strahd, which whatever the fog is part of the darkness. Is my thoughts.
Yeah, I could see that.
So what is here that's older and just as evil, if not more evil, than Strahd?
That's the question.
Oh, yeah.
So are you safe from the darkness here?
The power is waning in the stones. When the fog comes, it penetrates deeper every time, but for now, we reside.
Is there any way to replenish that power?
The power of nature is as I said, I didn't expect you to get here right now, so I haven't planned out all of these speeches. So sorry.
We can stop here because it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you some time? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And then that way you can be prepared for more of this next time.
Well, I mean, this is a Galadriel moment, right? Where
kind of, yeah.
It's a diminished. The power of nature is diminishing.
Yeah. This is the rise of industry.
Yeah.
Although here we're not talking about industry, but you get what I mean.
So, is there anything that could be done? I mean, so this isn't me asking her, but this is just me postulating to myself. Is there anything that I would be aware of that could possibly recharge the stones?
There would be ritual. You would be aware that there are rituals that can recharge, like druidic circles and things druids would do for restoring power to their magic, and there is cross pollination between like religion, like power's power and the channeling of it. So
right.
You
I mean, like something like sunlight, or but for all we know, this land hasn't had uncorrupted sunlight. It might have light, but it might not have the rejuvenating effects of the sun.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't think there's anything that we can do.
Well, short of defeating Strahd. I mean, if you were to defeat Strahd, right?
But if it came before him, that doesn't. I mean, he's just the current landlord.
Well, so this is their perception.
Right.
So, I mean, relative to us, right? We come along to some land, we do something evil, and the gods of the land decide they're going to punish us. So,
well, there must be a lord of the land.
And he is the land.
Wow. So, yeah. So, is he the land, or is he proclaimed that he is That's the issue, right?
Right.
Generations have passed since he came to power, so the people perceive him to be the land because he's the all-powerful. But I mean, obviously, there was something that has, as much as it's trapped us here, it's trapped him here as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would just leave, right? Clearly, he cannot leave either.
Right.
So I think we're attributing a malevolent power to whatever was here before that might not necessarily be the case.
It requires a shrubbery.
So she will, before we end the session, she will, I believe Vesserin asked a question, I can't remember what it was, before, who was it who asked if there was anything that could be done to help? Sorry.
Yeah.
And now we're told about the shrubbery.
So, what she's going to say when you ask a question, because I actually thought of the answer instead of what I could have just done, which is this. So, when you ask a question, she will look at you a little bit more intently and say, "You carry a curse with you."
Dun dun dun.
And that's where we'll end the session.